If you've ever been told you don't have a case because you had a pre-existing condition, this episode's going to be for you. Today here on Radio Medium's Know Your Worth series, I'm joined by our legal expert, Todd Bresney, who's the senior partner and trial attorney at Kanowski Bresney, to uncover the truth behind one of the biggest myths in personal injury law. Welcome back, Todd.
Thank you, Laura. Good to be back.
I appreciate it. Many people assume that if they've had prior injuries or health issues, they don't have a case. Do you think they could still win?
Absolutely. Back when President Obama signed the Affordable Care Act in 2009-ish, he did away with pre-existing conditions as a prerequisite for health insurance coverage. In other words, health insurance coverage could not deny you coverage if you had prior problems before they gave you insurance. Well, in personal injury cases, liability insurance companies always made this a defense. Oh, you've got a bad back before you got rear-ended by a semi. You shouldn't get as much as you should because of that.
So how does the concept of aggravation of a prior injury come into play?
I'll give you an example. I had a wonderful client. His whole concept of retirement was he purchased a farm in his 60s, and he ran this 30-acre farm with animals and crops. And along comes this company that rear-ends him at a high rate of speed because their driver was looking at his phone. He got hurt pretty bad, but he's a very stout, strong man, even in his late 70s. And afterwards, he was fine, but his back started hurting more and more. And he did what most of us do. He waited a while. He went to the ER, and they checked him out and let him go home. Well, eventually, he came to me because the truck was total. That's how bad this wreck was. But a year and a half later, he sees a surgeon. The surgeon says, you need this surgery. Well, the insurance got involved, and they said, hey, now wait a minute. You have a degenerative condition in your spine that was painful 10 years before. So they're trying to say all this stuff was related to his pre-existing problem. And lo and behold, right before trial, their house of cards came tumbling down, and we got the case done for a very reasonable amount for my client.
Why do you think this conversation's important now?
Because a lot of people feel that if somebody else causes them medical bills, pain, suffering, loss of their own normal life and activities, that maybe it's not fair if they already had a condition. Pre-existing condition could just be the bone in my arm. You break it, you broke my arm. It doesn't mean you aggravated a pre-existing condition. And more importantly, when we have a claim, it includes any future issues. Insurance doesn't get a pass for that.
So most people, instead of accepting what the insurance company has to say, they should probably touch base with an attorney.
Yes. Doesn't have to be me, but I would all day, all night reach out to a lawyer, and not just any lawyer, a lawyer who's got proven trial experience. But I also would make sure that you inform all of your medical providers, hospital, ambulance, whatever, that this is a new injury in this area and that the injury was caused by the trauma. Otherwise, it'll be used against you. And if you do, God forbid, have some kind of degenerative condition in your spine or elsewhere, the doctors will just default to that. And that's not fair to you.
That's why we always come back to know your worth. Todd, if our listeners want to understand the rights, where can they reach you?
They can reach me by calling 1-888, the letter U, the word count, and the number 2. Or they can reach me at bresneylaw.com, BRESNEY law.com.
Reminds me of my own personal case with you, Todd, where my daughter was injured and she had a pre-existing case, and Todd brought in the right experts to validate. And I've got to tell you, if you have a situation that is pending right now, give Todd a call. I promise you'll get what you're worth. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
And hey, if you like this episode and you want more, subscribe to our podcast on your favorite forum. Please rate it and share it with family and friends who might need to hear this message right now. And be social with us over at Facebook, Radio Medium Laura Lee Group, Instagram, YouTube too. We'd love to hear your thoughts.